Welcome back, YouTubers, gunners, subscribers. Happy Thanksgiving. I pray that all of you are with your families, you're having a good time, and you're enjoying your Thanksgiving, basically. So today we are vlogging, so we can drop it for today, which is Thanksgiving, and you guys can have something to look at while you're sitting around waiting for those mashed potatoes to come back. We have our motor out. It's all sealed up, all on timing. We put a new tensioner, we put a new timing chain, we put the new oil pump on, obviously, and we're about to start laying out some parts here and adding the power adders right now to the motor. We sent out some stuff to get powder coated. Big shout out to my boy Bing. And yeah, so let's begin this vlog. Again, happy Thanksgiving to you and your families, man. I appreciate you for being here today. Let's start gunning. So now I'm on to this part where I'm installing the titanium TSM studs. This bottom slot here for the intake manifold, you don't want to use a bolt. You always want to use a nut because it's so close on the intake manifold. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have ran into that problem and that issue to where you couldn't get the bolt in here because the secondary injector slots are there. So you want to run the stud into here. So make sure you use a stud so you could use a nut on this bottom port right here, this bottom, whatever the hell they call it. So we just tighten that up. One more here. I already put on the previous ones off camera. We'll install the thermal gasket and we'll move on from there. Now if you're wondering how tight these have to be, they don't have to be that tight. Just hand tight. That's fine. These will always just be hand tight. Done. I'll just double check these. That's money. And that's money. So now I'll move on to my thermal gasket. Where are you? That's good right there. Get that intake manifold trap. Skunk Ultra 2-liter plenum with a 90 mil K-tuned throttle body. So that's golden. I'll let that sit there for a second. I'll grab my spacers, washers I mean, and I'll run this bolt in. It looks so much prettier. The attention to detail for this cost of price is great. Sometimes it costs a little way too much to get something to have attention to detail, but when it comes to these TSM studs, I mean, it just looks beautiful. So I'll tighten up the intake manifold, and then we'll move on to the exhaust, and then we'll just keep bolting up stuff. Hopefully this vlog, we install the motor. Okay, folks, I know you guys inquire about this question a lot. What do I do if I got a RBC or a K24 cylinder head and I want to use a RBC or a skunk manifold off a K20? This is what you need. This is the K-tuned intake manifold adapter. You silicone the back end. You make sure this surface is clean. It goes onto the manifold here. So we put that guy there, nice and gently. We run the provided stud bolt and we get that in there. We tighten that up. Now I wanted to warn you a little bit here that I can't use the washer anymore because it won't have the clearance for it. So we're just using the titanium nut and we are done. We tighten that up. It's spring loaded and you're good to go. So this is the adapter you would need, and if you're running heat, which we're not running into this car, then this would face this way, okay? And then you attach your water line from your water pump onto here. We're using an electric water pump. So we're done there. I'm gonna button this up, tighten this up, and This is the part number. Bear with me. Let it focus. Are you going to focus today or what? There it is. That's your part number for this adapter. Let's tighten this up and be done. So now we just add a small thin layer of Honda Bond onto the actual cylinder head, and that is where our gasket is going to seal up with the water neck housing that we are going to adapt onto there. So don't glob it on. He's pushing against it, and then he'll wipe off the excess. Pause. Water neck goes on with the provided gasket. Once Trap moves his left arm, you can see what he's doing. And that's it. So we'll put all four right there. Move this around here for you. Help you out a little bit, boys. And look at that combo there. That's already looking beautiful. We'll hand tighten that and be done with this side. So now we're on to our alternator and water pump relocator. So basically, we just line this guy up here with the provided bolt again. Let's find that slot. Trappy, bring in the water pump. Trap will bring in the water pump. We put a stud onto the block here, and that just coexists with this bracket. So let that fall in. Put that guy into there, and we just tighten everything up. And then now we'll be able to run an electric water pump with an alternator. So go ahead, Trap. You can finish up. Basically the same concept on the exhaust side here. So we run the titanium studs, which will make our lives a lot easier and our chances of stripping a bolt or rusting out much more thinner. Those chances go down. So we basically the same thing we did on the intake manifold side, we're doing on this side. We're going to use the 3 TSM titanium studs on the bottom with washer, and we will use 2 nuts on the top. So now I'll just put these guys in. I have my Allen head. And you don't need to run any thread lock. Maybe you might have that question where you're curious, like, hey, do I run thread lock? No, you don't. Not on this kind of stuff. You don't need thread lock. Just make sure you use the proper Allen so you don't strip this or else you're screwed. So I'll add these 3 studs and prepare the turbo manifold to get ready. Trap's bringing over the manifold now. We put our exhaust gasket on, and basically, yeah. So here you go. Washer, nut. Let's put that one in the middle to hold it up. And yeah, that's basically it. We'll tighten that up. I believe it's a 13-12 point. How beautiful is that? Come on now. I can never get this focus thing right. Nope. So we'll button that up, and then we have to do some measurements for our return line. So we went ahead and put our fittings, which is 1/8 MPT with a -3. We put that on top of the turbo. I always suggest a -3 for this size turbo, a smaller turbo, which is like a 62, 66. But -3 line is perfect. So we have a 1/8 MPT to a -8 coming from the oil pressure switch. Yeah, turn it around, Trap, so they can see it. This is where we're getting our oil source from. Right there. That's where we're getting our oil source. We might have gotten this line a little too long, but we'll make it work. So we're about to drop this motor and start putting on the clutch and the transmission. Before we go ahead and take off this this motor off the stand, I want to just do this nice and clean the right way, and I want to start setting up my return line system. So I don't have to do it in the car. We're going to mark, bear with me. we are going to mark the oil pan on where we're going to weld onto, because our oil pan is not on, it's just being held by 2 bolts, which is fine. But what I didn't want to do was have this problem, well, to do this part of the job in the car. So I'll measure it now, we'll mark the oil pan, and then we'll take off the oil pan, and maybe Ben can take care of it for us and weld it. So we ended up putting the motor onto the vane stand. We had to rig the arms a little bit because of the attachments from the K-tune stuff, but it's fine. It's in a good position. It's sturdy enough for us to work on. So we're gonna end up, now we'll take off that, that torque plate converter, whatever it is, right on yonder, and we'll put the twin disc on. Right now we're putting on the flywheel bolts. We ended up using the 4-piston ARP, basically Collabo. It's a stronger material that they use. How important are flywheel bolts? Extremely important. Trust me, I've lost a crank to flywheel bolts and it's not fun. So we basically get down with red thread lock here. This is the last one. We basically just saved it for filming here. We get it down to in there into the flywheel. Trappy's gonna hit it with the gun just so it could touch a little bit. Pause. And then we're gonna torque it to about 90 pounds. That's it. So that is a 19 12 point, not a 17. So 19 millimeter 12 point, and we're gonna torque to 90 pounds. I'm gonna hold the crank on the other side, and we'll be done. But thank you so much, 4-Piston, for being involved in this build. Great products as usual. I've never seen anyone have a problem with any 4-Piston products, and that's not because they're my sponsors. The truth is the truth. Thank you so much, Luke, Josh, Ryan, Monday. Appreciate you guys, man. Okay, so we got our clutch on from Action, twin disc. This one's good for about 1,000 horsepower. Decent amount of torque, maybe 800 pounds of torque. So we put blue thread lock, and now we are going to torque them to 25 pounds. So we're going to go into a cross sequence, so we go across from every part. So I'm going to probably have to end up holding the crank again. Definitely have to hold the crank again, but that's our twin disc. Thank you so much, Action. You guys are great, man. Great product. I'm holding the crank here and I'm trying to film and get you guys as much detail as possible. So 25 foot-pounds is what I suggest. 90 foot-pounds on the flywheel. Thread lock is red on the flywheel and pressure plate bolts are blue. Drop it too high. There you go. Hold on. Okay, I'm in. Alright folks, motor's together with the transmission on the stand ready to go in. I'm just waiting for a K24 post mount for my boy to get dropped off, and the motor should be going in the car any minute now. But I just want to emphasize on this vane stand how much easier it is to work with, because now once I get that post mount, this motor will be in less than 3 minutes. We just line up the motor mounts to where the stand actually leaves it, and it's very easy from there. But yeah, all-wheel drive, man. Giveaway car, all-wheel drive lefty. The heart and soul is all ready and done. Check it out. Sorry about this angle, guys. I really don't have a good stand. ID 1700 stainless steel. These are a pretty penny, but they are worth every penny. When it comes to like anything clogging up or something like that, this barely happens with these injectors. Are they expensive? Absolutely, but they are worth everything that we're putting into this build. So 1700 IDs are definitely going to get the job done. Running a K-Tune polish rail, -10, good to go. Let's put this on. Oh my God, we are so close. So, my boy didn't come through with that post mount, so we can't bolt the motor in. But we are so close, and it's getting dark outside. We are tired. I won't lie to you. What do you think about it, Trap? How's it going?
Greatest giveaway of all time.
This guy, you like the Don King of keep gunning, man. God damn, you good. God damn, you good, man. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this build is coming out incredible, man. I love where it's going. I love the meaning behind it. Love the seats. I hope you guys like them. Can't really wait until we get to the cosmetic part of it.
That's the one.
But
Fun part.
yeah, that's gonna definitely be fun. But we're all pretty much situated here. We've got our fuel, we've got our fuel rail on. Injectors are in. The intake manifold is tight. All the coolant stuff is tight. Our water pump and everything is all situated down there, right there. We still got to get an alternator. So I think Trappy has one at home. Yeah. I hope you guys are liking this build, man. Okay, Gunners, I'm going to call it. I want to start off real quick by saying happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Gunners, all your loved ones. I appreciate every year with you guys. You've been behind me. You've been 10 toes with me. Whenever we needed to take care of stuff online, we took care of it together. From the bottom of my heart, I want to really, really wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are with your loved ones, like I said. I hope you're having a great time. I hope you're eating a lot. So I also hope that this video came in clutch for Thanksgiving. So you're waiting for the food to cook, you're waiting for your mom, your girl, your sister, whoever it is, and you're just enjoying this vlog and seeing what we've been up to. So from over here at this little garage, man, I love you guys. Be safe, have fun, send the best wishes to the family from me, and all I can tell you is, man, keep gunning.